Good morning, America. Good afternoon from Germany. It's Friday, already the end of the first trading week of 2023. It's a holiday, almost in part of in a part of Germany. In 3 of 16 states, it's holiday today. And it's not a holiday on the stock exchanges as well in Germany. Therefore, we can trade today non-farm payrolls. Big news today, 1 hour before the market opens in about 15 minutes. Therefore, let's prepare for this event. This event happens on every first Friday of a month, and this time it's the first Friday of 2023. And therefore, let's prepare because we will probably see a lot of volatility. Let's go and see what's happening with Nasdaq. It is still pretty weak. We are about to make new lows here right now. Let's go on a higher time frame here. On the day chart, we see we are retesting previous lows from December 28th at levels of 10,758 was the previous low. The low of today is 10,770, so just 12 points away. Yeah, we will probably see lower lows because there is always a lot of movement when non-farm payrolls come out. But we already had yesterday some labor market data, so let's go back to yesterday to see yesterday here. We had in our live stream the ADP non-farm employment change and the initial jobless claims. Both were better than expected. So ADP non-farm employment change was higher than expected and initial jobless claims were lower than expected, therefore better than expected, therefore green numbers. But this means that we have more risk of higher interest rate hikes because of more fear of higher inflation. And this is not what Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve wants to see. And therefore the market dropped, and it dropped further on the opening like we discussed here pre-market. And yeah, this is what happened. So let's go back to our Nasdaq chart from yesterday on a lower time frame, like 15 minutes here. There we can see this was the news pre-market here, and we had the drop on the opening to the previous lows here. Below 10,900 was our previous support level. Then it went to a resistance level. As you can see here, we had 3 times the 10,900 level as a resistance. This was at the VWAP. Our bottom line here from yesterday was the 10,800 level, but we went lower during the European session. As you can see here, now it is acting as a resistance, 10,800, and we are below and retesting previous lows of the end of last year here at 10,750 points. You see here my 100% reversal level from the Fibonacci here on the day chart. Yeah, so pretty worse now, but the good thing is that because the numbers were so bad for the market yesterday, so good for the labor market but bad for the stock market, we now know that ADP non-farm employment change was a lot better than expected. Therefore, we can expect today that the forecast is here again too low. So we will probably see again higher non-farm payrolls, so better than expected. So what would be worse for the market? But there is a number called whisper estimates. And these whisper estimates, they change because here this forecast is old, it's about a week old. And these whisper estimates, they changed because of the numbers from yesterday. So the whisper estimates are a lot higher, about 250 to 260k. And this was the previous number. As you can see, previous numbers were almost around 260k the previous month, as you can see. But you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The previous 8 months, the forecast was too low. So it was all the labor market was always better than expected. Therefore, I don't expect that it's different this time. You will probably see a higher number, maybe again around 260k. But this is already the whisper estimate, and therefore I don't think that the market has to drop because if the number is higher, yes, it's not good for the market, of course, but we already made this, so it is priced in. I would say it is priced in because of the bad data from yesterday, and we are retesting the low. So we should see a bounce at this level here if we come at 260 or lower. So even if it's higher than the forecast, 260k or lower, is below whisper estimate, and therefore this should cause the market to go higher. Just that you notice, the forecast is an old number, therefore we have the whisper estimates. So the estimates changed since we had the data from the labor market yesterday, and now it is higher forecasted number as a whisper estimate, and this is around 260k. Therefore everything below 260k is considered to be good for the market. Let's go to CME FedWatch tool to see the change in the expectation for interest rate hike on the next Federal Reserve meeting. Yesterday we talked about it. We had 1 week ago we had 67%. We even had 70% at the beginning of the week. Yesterday at the closing we had 62.6% estimate, and now we have 57%. So you see now how the estimates changed. We went down about 13 percentage points from the beginning of the week, and it's just only 57% left expectation for 25 basis points rate hike, and 43% for the 50 basis points rate hike. So more tightening, and that's not what the market wants to see. We want to see less tightening, but that's how the expectation is right now, and therefore we have to wait for non-farm payrolls to see if the expectations can shift again. We hope the best, because the market is really weak right now in favor of the bears, and if we see the breakout at the end of the week, this will of course cause more selling pressure for next week, because you see here, if we make lower lows on a week chart, that's not in favor of the bulls, of course, and we would leave the sideways trading phase we are in for more than 2 months now, and therefore we should hold this level, else it is not good for the bulls, and it will be in favor of the bears if we close this week below the 10,750 points level here in Nasdaq. Let's see the important levels on Nasdaq before we move on with the other stocks and commodities. So which are the important levels? Still the same like yesterday. A 20-day EMA went down a little bit, so it's now at the high point from this week, from January 3rd, the first trading day of this year, and this high point was at 11,180. This is an important level here, as you can see, and the Fibonacci level, so this is a really important now resistance area here. And of course the 9-day EMA, this was about the opening price of yesterday. You can see the parabolic SAR dot here. It would be nice to close above it, because I expect a lot of movement today. And if we close at 11k today, this is a movement of about 1.9%, so not too far away. But then we would close above parabolic SAR dot, and this one would move to the downside and indicate a change of direction. This could be interesting because we are in a downtrend since November 30th, and therefore this would be nice to see a change of direction now together with these non-farm payrolls. Just let's see if we can see a change of direction. The last non-farm payrolls were on December 2nd. So December 2nd, you can see here, this was the last time we had non-farm payrolls. You see that we went down big, but then we went up again. But we couldn't hold these levels. We made highs on December 1st, and then we went down after the event. And therefore, this would be nice just to see the opposite, just to see that we had the low point here, making maybe some spill to the downside to catch some stop losses here, and then going to higher levels and close at 11k or higher to see a change of direction. I don't think that we will go above these resistance level here, but prepare for everything. Everything can happen. To the lower band here we have the 10,600 points level. This should be another support. This would be how far away? Let's see, this is about 1.5% away. So also not too far. So these are my two targets, to the up or to the downside, and this is what you can expect if there is some movement today. Let's see how the numbers come out. So it's really interesting to see these first non-farm payrolls of this year. Let's move on with EURUSD. Of course, we will see a lot of movement also here, because if the numbers come higher than expected, then we will see a stronger US dollar, and if it's weaker than dollar and a rising back into 107, and the low point here, previous low points here, is at mid of December. We left now sideways trading phase with a double top here, and now we see the change of direction to the down, formation of a change of to C, and yeah, there's a lot side, and here 3.5% to have some potential to the down, lower lows, and this is indicating a change of direction here. Yeah, we went to higher levels, to lower and higher levels yesterday, so volatility is still going sideways, and yeah, just the theta decay will will have 80% profit with this trade here. Not so good is my trade in natural gas, 5.2. And yeah, I had a short put, so I had to natural gas prices are. Natural gas price is dropping like a stone here. Today we went down again for about 11 to 12%. And the same thing today with, let's see if we can see one more green candle here. I'm in a new trade with to be a little bit more on the safer side. So now let's go to the 1 minute time frame and the news. Today to have the news here. So non-farm payrolls and the unemployment rate, of course. Let's see what happens here. News are out. Market is moving. Wow, 130, lot less than the whisper estimates. The whisper estimates were around 250 to 200, a lot lower than market. Less fear it rate. Therefore, yeah, this is in the whisper estimates. And yeah, now it is what I was really nice fitting. Problems with the street over now. See, hope it's better now with the connection here. High point was here here at the resistance level, as you can see, a little bit above the resistance level of yesterday. But we had higher high points yesterday, the high points of, so we still have some room here from the high points of today to the high points of yesterday. Market is pulling back now above the opening here. We are above moving averages. Interesting to use Fibonacci level here, even if it's only a 1 minute candle. Back to this level here and are now turning to higher levels again. Nice, would be a nice entry for a long term because numbers were in favor. Average hourly earnings are lower than expected. This is the average that's also here in FedWatch tool from the 57. Go on an hourly. Next important level is here the high point 11 resistance here. This level to the upside where we should see some more resistance here. Still pulling back a little bit, but still what I wanted to see. Parabolic SAR moving and the same closes in C here. 758 and 10,751 just triggered some stuff. Now we haven't managed to go above this 75. Still wait for this Fibonacci level here, previous low point of January 3rd, and here it's. There can be an issue with my. Yes, probably there is. Just give me a second and I can check it here. Give me a second and I will check if it's lagging a little bit here. Sorry for this. Maybe close some, I have a lot of open tabs. Still lagging a little bit. Let's see if it's working better now. I restarted my connection. Hope it's better now. Yeah, it's always on the internet on a holiday. That's why it's not working. I don't know the exact reason. It's still showing all green lights here for my connection, but I see the loading sign for YouTube here. Sorry for this. Unfortunately, I cannot change it. Still looking green here. I will just pause the stream and just restart my connection, and I'm back in 2 minutes. So hopefully it's then working better. Maybe I know what is the reason for the slowdown in my connection. Just give me 2 minutes and I will be back right away. So I'm back. Let's see if it's working better now. Hopefully it is. Oh, there's a problem here because the plugin is downstairs and I'm on the 3rd floor. Always, yeah, it's crazy, but sometimes it's my Alexa. My Alexa is causing issues with my internet connection, and Alexa is downstairs, and when I plug it off, then my internet connection is working better. It's totally crazy. But I had this, I found this just one day. I've seen that when I plug off Alexa, it's working better with the internet connection here on the 3rd floor. Still looking bullish. We had the red 5-minute candle here at the 50% Fibonacci level, but we are going higher now. Looking good in favor of the bulls. Still interesting to trade to the long side today. We have some more news here. Half an hour after the market is open, we will have ISM non-manufacturing, also a 3-star event, and some 2-star events here at the same time. The other things are not really important today. Let's talk about the next week. Next week we will have on Tuesday manufacturing PMI, only 2-star event. More important will be the next, not this week, next week, sorry. Next week we will have here a speech of Jerome Powell on Tuesday at 8 a.m. so really early. This will be of course important, so watch out for Tuesday 8 a.m. 1.5 hours before the market opens. On Thursday we will have core CPI and CPI numbers, so this will be important on Thursday, really important, a lot of movement, and my favorite day of the week. On Friday we will have no 3-star events in the US, therefore nothing important here. So 2 main important days: Tuesday 8 a.m. with the Jerome Powell speech, and on Thursday CPI data. This is the most important day of the week for next week. Tuesday and Thursday, watch out for these 2 days. More green here, really nice to see. I still have my 2 micro Nasdaq futures long. They are about to be break even right now, so nothing really heavy for my portfolio. But we talked about this in the previous days. It was not really interesting to trade this sideways trading phase. We need to have a clear breakout above the sideways trading, and then we can see if the market is pulling to higher levels or if it wants to pull to lower levels. We need a breakout above previous highs here to get out of this sideways trading, and especially to break out above this level here to see higher levels to the upside. I don't know if we will reach higher levels here because market was pretty weak during December, and I think that we will have a worse than expected recession with maybe lower lows, but maybe we'll manage to have a breakout out of this area back to the 11,500. This is still possible. This is a 50% Fibonacci level, and there are some chances we can go back to this level. We had previous support here, so now it should act as a resistance as soon as we see the breakout above the 11,250 level here. Alexa needs a spanking, yeah. Yeah, it's just my kids. They always want to hear music on Alexa. It's a little bit stupid now because you cannot give a wish to Alexa if you are not paying for it monthly. So it's just playing randomly something, and that's a little bit stupid now. So most of the times now I'm playing the music from YouTube from my smartphone and sending it to Alexa. But yes, my kids love to request a song. And Alexa is just saying, yes, I'm doing a playlist on your wish. And it's just playing something else. A little bit stupid what Amazon did here with Alexa. But that's the reason they had the layoffs. So they laid off a lot of people from the Alexa team. I think more than 10k people were from the Alexa team because they don't want to waste more money on this. Expectations were not met for what they wanted Alexa to be. Yeah, looking pretty bullish. Nice up run here. No weakness at all. It's really seldom that we don't see this spill to the downside. We went up immediately. That's really, really rare that we have this. 10,900. Now the retest of previous highs. So this is a move of 1.3% here. Let's have a look at Euro USD. Euro USD went, okay, let's go on a 5 minute. The same direction to the upside. Yeah, because markets are rising, therefore US dollar is weakening. Money is flowing out of the safe haven and going back into riskier assets like stocks. Let's have another look on a single stock, or maybe first at WIX. WIX is down now to 21.9% level, and still in a sideways trading phase for the last trading days, but it's looking bullish, so no fear right now. It can change for next week. Next week Thursday with the CPI data, everything can change, and the fear can come back. Maybe we'll see again 24, 25 levels in VIX for next Thursday. Let's see the expectation for next week. The expectation for CPI is 6.6% and the previous number was 7.1%. But if we go in deeper, we will see that previously we had a forecast of 8% and 7.3%, and we went in lower 2 times now. So let's see if this forecast is maybe a little bit too low this time, or if we are really dropping so fast with inflation. This would be good, really good sign, because this is what Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve want to see, a fast pullback of inflation here. Yeah, but this will cause a lot of volatility next week, Thursday. Some other single stocks, which one do you want to see? Or let's just start with sugar at first. Sugar is still pulling back today. How far are we pulling back? 1% to the downside, near the supporting level now at 0.19. I will wait for a break of this level, then I will short again. I wouldn't consider to trade to the long side here, but maybe we'll see a small push to the upside. This of course can happen. Just draw some Fibonacci levels here from the high to the low point, and you see we can have a pullback up to this level and it would still be bearish. What else do you want to see? Some Meta or Amazon. We can have a look at these. Let's just bring it up here. Amazon green. In the previous days, it was weak like the overall market. Near the lows here at $82. As you can see, pretty weak. So we have to defend these lows like Nasdaq and to go to higher levels again. The same for Apple, I think. Apple was also weak. All the huge and heavyweight stocks out of Nasdaq are weak, are at their 52-week low. The same for Apple here at $126 right now. Microsoft was a little bit better, I think. They could overtake Tesla. Tesla had more weakness, so we are not at the lows here from November, but the previous days were really weak. And the same for, what did I say, Meta. Here we see some more strengths. The previous days were green, like with Netflix. You can see the strengths in Netflix and Meta, or especially in Meta here. Implied volatility already went to the upside near the high points now, but you see the big strengths because here the low point in November 4th was at $88, and since then we are up now 46%. This really green streak for Meta here, especially in the previous 5 trading days. XOM, yes, let's have a look at XOM, ExxonMobil, and it's just trading sideways. But if we compare it with crude oil prices, then it's a strong stock, because you see, even when crude oil prices are dropping, XOM is just trading sideways. In a bearish market where crude oil prices are dropping and stock market prices are dropping, XOM is just trading sideways, and it's really strong. That's a good sign. We are near the high points here from November, and yeah, it's looking like an inverse chart of Apple or Amazon, and that's nice to see. It's a strong stock, as you can see here. But if we see a recession and a further pull down of crude oil prices, I don't know if XOM can resist and defend these high price levels here. Okay, back to Nasdaq, and then I will close out the live stream in about 4 or 5 minutes, because my family is coming home, and we will have a typical Swiss thing. It's called raclette. It's a cheese. You melt this cheese, and it's really, really tasty. Typical Swiss meal. Near the high point here. Let's see if we can touch the line again. Come on. Looking good here. Did you took new position? No, I have no new position. Still the same position here. Wasn't stop lossed out with my 2 micro Nasdaq futures. I have still the same position because we are still trading sideways. So therefore I don't want to take on more long trades right now. It's still sideways market. Of course, with the market open, we will have more volume, more push to the upside probably. But I want to wait for this week to close above parabolic SAR to see a change of direction. And then next week I can step in further with more longs. It's better to wait than to be in with a huge position in a sideways trading phase, because this will cost you a lot of nerves. Therefore, just wait for more confirmation, a breakout to the upside, and then you can step into trade with more money. And then you will see further rises and more volume coming in. And this is what we need, more volume to push the prices through the resistance levels. Looks a little bit overbought on the day. Yeah, I wouldn't say, it's just sideways trading here, so it's overbought for several days now, as you can see, but we are just trading sideways. So I wouldn't give much on the overbought and oversold things, because yeah, we can stay a long time in these overbought or oversold areas until we pull back. I want to see direction, then it's more interesting, because here is no clear direction. It's just sideways trading for about 2 weeks, and we have to wait for the breakout, and then we will see if something changed. Change of analyst rating. We made higher highs, pulling back to the resistance, but it's looking good now. Probably we'll see here the next high point here, as we discussed here. Some more to the upside, some more room to the upside, 0.9%. Still bullish. Still looking good. Even on the 1 minute chart, you can see slowly pulling to the upside, but staying above 9 EMA line. Parabolic SAR dots are below the chart. The same on a 15-minute time frame. We went now to the downside here with the parabolic SAR dots, and you see this area here, the resistance, the supporting area. We could hold this level. So sometimes you ask yourself, why are we turning right at these points? Because if the numbers were different, would we have pulled below this? We don't know what would have happened, but it's often a technical thing. So I don't look a lot at the news. I look at the chart and at the direction of the chart, because here we clearly saw that this is a supporting level and it should hold. And the surrounding numbers fitted together with the charting pattern here for a change of direction, and that's what I want to see for the whole day. And to have a closing at 11k or higher, this would be ideal for the closing of the week. One more minute, then I can close out this live stream and wish you a nice trading day. Let's go with Nvidia next. So Nvidia on a day chart, also in a sideways trading phase like Nasdaq. A little bit in a triangle here, as you can see, with the lower high points, but a supporting area at the $140 level. We already talked about this. And here we now need a breakout out of this triangle and to make higher highs again above $165. But yeah, this is a 12.5% away to make higher highs than here. Then it would be looking more bullish again. But for now, it's just in a sideways trading phase. But we will probably see soon a breakout here, maybe to the upside if the market is turning more bullish. Then you could go in a long trade. Of course, like every time, no investment advice, just for entertainment purposes. But this is looking interesting here, an interesting charting pattern here. Back to Nasdaq. Didn't manage to go above. Maybe waiting for the full hour to close. Let's just see the hourly candle and then close out this live stream. Big green candle here. Hope you can see it with all these lines. Big green hourly candle here. We will probably close above these parabolic SAR dot. Therefore indicate a change of direction to the upside, crossing here of ADX and signaling a change of direction for a long trend. That's good. Next stop here at 11,050 and then again above this level at the next Fibonacci level 11,115 or higher 11,180 points. Okay, thank you for watching today, and sorry for a little bit of lagging today, but you can rewatch everything. I think it's fine if you rewatch it on YouTube. And yeah, next time I will remind myself to plug off Alexa that we will have a proper stream quality here. Thank you for watching. Have a nice Friday trading and finish of the first trading week. We will see us next week. I will inform you when I will live stream again, probably for CPI data, of course. And let's see if we can see together the Fed speech of Jerome Powell. Have a nice start into your weekend. Goodbye. See you next